Okay, good evening. So it is March 6th. It's 9:38. I just dropped off Mike to his office and I just had a very interesting talk this afternoon with my boss. All right, my boss is a very strong and it has a very strong and intimidating personality. It's like uh he's got a big voice, very large. I mean, literally speaking, is very large. He's a big man, and it's very intimidating. I want to reiterate that it's very intimidating, and because next week we'll be having our conference in Las Casas, Filipinos de Acuzar. It's like a place where in old houses from everywhere they uprooted it, they disassembled it from their original location, and then they reassembled it in Las Casas. So Las Casas is a very big property with a lot of old houses there. So those houses all came from, I'm not sure from what era, but they're so old. And so in other words, it is a place where we're in, it's a combination, there's like a combination of so many old houses there. So we're going to have a conference there. But then again, a few years back, we already had a mid-year conference. So it was in July, and I think 4 years ago or 3 years, 4 years ago, I guess. And so we were there, and then we had a conference, a mid-year conference. So what happened then was my boss, he was assigned in one villa on the second floor, and it's like, so he was there. He was all by himself on that villa. What happened was, when he went up the second floor, he already felt something very eerie, and he said to himself, "Okay, there's something in here." Because my boss, okay, let me just tell you this, but because my boss has an open third eye, and he said that his first experience was when he was very young, and then his parents were just got separated from each other. So they transferred to another house. They were very sad, and then they were transferred into this house that was not yet done. And what happened was, at night, so he was sleeping with his sister, beside his sister. Then in the middle of the night, he woke up, and then when he woke up, he saw his grandmother, who was already dead during that time. And so he pulled the blanket to himself, and so his sister was covered by the blanket when he took it off, when he took it away. So like she was awakened, and so when she opened her eyes, she also saw her grandmother. But so immediately she went back to sleep because she also got afraid. But in the morning they talk about it, and they saw the same grandmother. So in other words, he really has an open third eye. And his sister also is like, he's very active in school in Ateneo. She was also like a spirit quester or something like that. So yeah, so he was into it already. And so like my boss's sister, my immediate superior sister, like she would be invited to these things, no, and so that they could help the lost souls. So what happened was, in Las Casas, when he was going up the second floor, he already felt something very eerie, and he said to himself that there really is something there. All right, so that was it. And then when he entered the room, he saw an old woman, and she was wearing old Filipiniana clothings, like barot saya, like long skirt with, the usual traditional clothes of Filipino women. And at first, and he immediately realized, and he immediately knew that it was a ghost. But the ghost did not see him first, and when that ghost saw him, it also got like not really. When she also got surprised, and then I came to realize that I saw that in one movie, the one with Nicole Kidman, wherein they thought that they were seeing a ghost, but what they were seeing were really the actual human beings, and they were the ghosts. And so that was it. After which, the ghost talked to my boss. She asked him, Iho, why am I here? Like, bakit ako andito? And my boss just said, hindi ko po alam. I don't know. And you know what, like he said earlier, that was like his biggest regret for several years, because he didn't know if he was able to help the old woman, like like pass to the next level or whatever, because he said he could have done something, like could have talked to her, something like that, so that he could help him. I'm not sure if that's okay, but then again, so that was it. And so for 2 days he was staying on that room. For 2 days he was seeing that old woman. She was just sitting on a chair, going to the restroom, and sometimes like at the middle of the night, because he said that he normally would like have frequent urination at night. But when he would see the old woman there, he will not go proceed with, to the toilet to urinate or to pee. So there, and he also explained that like their energy, their just matter. So I asked him, sir, it's a good thing that you were not afraid. And he said, well, they could not do anything wrong to me because they're already dead. And that was also what Mike told me, because I really don't know how I would. I haven't seen one yet, so I'm not sure if I would be afraid. I'm not sure if like I would run or what, because what I'm really afraid is that I would encounter an old soul who is angry. So I'm not sure if I don't know how I would react with that. But hopefully, because we will be having the conference next week, and I'll be going there first on a Wednesday. I'll be there already. I'm not sure if I will be afraid, but it's an assurance that they could not touch me anymore because they're already dead. So hopefully, really, but of course, like if you if you were that soul, sorry, if you were that soul and you were trapped in this earth and you cannot proceed to the next whatever dimension or whatever, it must be very, very sad, and you will be doing the same thing all over and over again. It's kind of sad. So that's not something that I would like. Okay, so that's it. Good night.